Click the link in the description and support the podcast.
Weighing in podcast with what's his name? Mr. Josh Thompson and Big John McCarthy, 385. They occasionally do the old review previews, should I say, of one championship, which is cool. But it's clear that someone's not really doing their homework. Big John is clearly very knowledgeable, based upon his multiple and years refereeing combat sports in general. Josh falls back on his anecdotal experience fighting in multiple promotions, Strike Force and the UFC, etc. So the positives is, at least they're kind of covering it, but someone's not doing their research, man. Someone's not having a look rather than just looking at the social media post of what's going on in the fight card, not necessarily diving in. Let's have a look at how much time they spent and what is discussed.
Single fight, but we will make fun of some of their fighters based on that they look identical to each other. And I was trying to figure out if one was just a trim beard, and one wasn't, but they look they look exactly alike.
Allazov and Kiria, they're brothers, dude. Chingiz Allazov, we used to call his fights. He used to be in Bellator kickboxing. Great stand-up fighter. He's just a phenomenal technician, tough as hell. But he's got his fight against Marat Grigorian. That's
no mention that he just took the strap. He took the strap from a legend. Like, are these guys actually watching the fights, or they're going on? I mean, like, what's actually going on?
It's a great matchup. Grigorian, super talented.
Super talented.
You're talking about Allazov and him.
It's gonna be fireworks.
You're asking, it's world championship kickboxing match.
Yeah.
It should be. It's fantastic.
Grigorian is a beast. Good pressure, good counter striker. Also, speed with his knees. I mean, everything he does will be explosive. But
speed with his knees, pressure, yeah, heavy hands, yeah. I wouldn't say he's known for his knees, but someone in the comments to correct me if indeed I am incorrect.
But I look at the next fight with the next grappling match: Jared Brooks versus Musamechi.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Let it continue. Let the fluff continue.
Yeah,
come on,
Mikey.
Come on.
I know.
Where'd you get this fight? Nothing against Jared, man, but
I love Jared Brooks. He's a good guy, but he is levels wise as far as grappling. Wait, I say it all the time. And I just went to a jiu-jitsu school and talked, and I told him, hey, this is something you want to do for life, and this is the reasons why. And it came to, and I talked about nerd assassins.
Yeah.
Hello, Mikey.
Yeah.
Okay. Mikey is a nerd assassin. This guy is so good on the ground. He steps, he's chess moves. We're talking 3 and 4 chess moves ahead of his opponent. That's where he's at as he mentally goes.
Agreed. But the old monkey god, aka Jared, he hung in there for a long time, man. And Mikey even gave him kudos and said his hand fighting skills were excellent. He obviously still got the submission. It's two different worlds, but a little harsh.
Goes through things because he's not that guy that has the physical strength, to overpower people. He doesn't have great speed. He's none of those things. He just is so far ahead of you mentally in the game of where he wants to go and how he's going to get there that he just makes people just farther and farther. They can't catch up, and all of a sudden they're caught in something, and he's winning the match. He's phenomenal to watch.
Yeah. I'm going to skip over the next kickboxing match, but then you're going to go all the way down here to John Lineker versus Kim Ja Woong. I'm going to have to be honest. I don't know anything about Kim Ja Woong, but I know John Lineker pretty damn well.
Okay. Skipping through all the, come on, guys, sort it out. Plan and prep. ridiculous. You're putting out some decent content, some decent content outside of just always ribbing podcast Dave and all this stupid stuff. Like, they do put out some interesting content, most definitely, and some valuable opinions at time. But let's just drop it. Let's just drop the one recaps, previews, all that stuff, because you're not watching it, man. You're watching one or two fights. The fighting god, Mr. Kim, he took out the former double champ in the situation, Martin Nugent. Yeah, he did lose one pretty quickly to KO, but sure, he was on a 2-fight winning streak. He's dangerous, man. He's dangerous. Of course, you ain't gonna know about it unless you watch one championship in any great detail. Lineker, obviously, everyone knows about Lineker, hands down, former champion. He was getting it was a very competitive fight, but he was losing that match. He was losing 2 rounds, in my opinion. Third round was a lot more competitive, and he was stealing it back. And in the last seconds, got the KO. But I will be previewing the whole event.
Yep.
Yeah. And then my guy. Go ahead.
Well, you got to go. Okay, let's go with your guy real quick. Marcus Almeida Buchecha is fighting against Umar Kane.
Oh, so where was what did we talk about that match? We're going straight on to Buchecha taking on a Rug. Mr. Khan even. Okay.
And who is from Senegal. I don't know if you ever watched Senegalese wrestling.
Yep.
That's where he came from. Super strong, big power. Buchecha, you're looking at this when you talk about Senegalese wrestling, it's not just wrestling.
Nope.
There's strikes involved and everything, the way they do it and stuff. Buchecha has to be careful on the feet.
Yeah.
The man, I'm telling you, Kane has got freaking power. He can put anybody out right away. He's very athletic. He's very fast. So Buchecha, look, on the ground, he's going to be.
I mean, it's just come to me. They skipped over Tawanchai taking on the former champ. Oh, man. It's laughable. Absolutely laughable. Come on, guys.
He's the dominant guy. He's going to be able to do what he wants for the most part, I believe, and get to the positions that would give him the win. But he needs to be careful when he decides to go for the takedown, because there's one thing that Buchecha is not. He's not a takedown guy.
Nope.
And he needs to be careful, and when he decides to try to get that takedown on Mr. Kane.
His takedowns aren't bad.
Not bad. They're just not good.
No, they're not great. And what it is, though, is
strength.
He can get into positions where it's kind of like pulling guard. You get to the body lock, kind of like hook the outside leg and kind of drag you down into a deep half. He can do something like that. He's got a really good half guard game. All the years of training with Lucas Leite and those guys, and just that whole half guard series. I mean, he's got it down pat, and he's good in that type of positions, especially in MMA. Kane just got to be careful for the big shots. That's the biggest thing.
I wonder how much tape did Mr. Thompson watch on the old Rug, or even Big John? Because, background, Senegalese wrestler. One thing you're not missing is, and Rug needs to sort this out, man. He really needs to sort this out. The shorts grabbing thing, he when he's in there, sometimes he kind of reverts back to that Senegalese style of wrestling where you can, grab the shorts, etc., for more leverage, etc. But yeah, and your man actually lost. He actually lost. Was getting pieced up as well, man. You got pieced up. They both were tired. Went the distance. It was an interesting one. Yellow carded and all that, but yeah.
With Buchecha, he's got.
Actually, I'm just not listening to any more of this dribble. Just not listening to any more of this dribble. So ultimately, I say, Big John and Josh, move on from one. Just cover your PFL very lightly, and stick with your Bellator and your UFC. Yeah, because it's just not worth it. Adios.